Hey guys, tonight we're diving into a historical deep end, a place where your alarm clock seems like a gentle lullaby, and your morning coffee ritual feels like a lavish spa treatment. Imagine for a moment waking up not to the gentle glow of your phone, but to the cold, hard ground of ancient Sparta, the air biting at your bare skin. You're not thinking about what to wear or what to eat for breakfast. You're thinking about survival, about discipline, about the very real possibility that you might not make it through the day. This isn't just history, it's a stark, chilling glimpse into a life so utterly removed from our own that it borders on the fantastical. And honestly, you probably wouldn't survive a single week. So before you get comfortable, take a moment to like the video and subscribe, but only if you genuinely enjoy what I do here. And hey, let me know where you're listening from and what time it is for you. Now dim the lights, maybe turn on a fan for that soft background hum, and let's ease into tonight's journey together. You open your eyes not in a soft bed, but on a hard, unforgiving floor, the pre-dawn chill seeping into your very bones. The air, thin and sharp, carries the faint scent of wood smoke and unwashed bodies, a constant reminder of your surroundings. This isn't a dream. This is your reality. The relentless, unyielding daily routine of a Spartan warrior, a life sculpted by hardship from the moment you drew your first breath. From the tender age of 7, you, a Spartan boy, are wrenched from the fleeting comfort of your mother's embrace and plunged headfirst into the agoge, the rigorous, state-sponsored training system designed to strip away all softness, all individuality, and remold you into an unyielding instrument of war. Your first lessons aren't in reading or writing, but in endurance. You learn to walk barefoot, to brave the elements without complaint, to speak only when absolutely necessary, and then only in the famously laconic, blunt Spartan manner. You are taught that weakness is a luxury. You cannot afford a flaw that could cost you and your city everything. There's no gentle easing in. It's a baptism by ice-cold water, a constant test of your mettle. You wear the same single tunic year-round, regardless of the season, a deliberate hardship meant to acclimate you to discomfort. Imagine that no cozy sweaters or warm jackets, just one thin piece of cloth against the biting winds of winter and the scorching sun of summer. It's a deliberate policy, a part of the grand design to harden your body and mind, to make you impervious to the petty discomforts that might distract a lesser man. Your days are a monotonous, brutal cycle of physical exertion and mental conditioning. Before the sun even paints the sky with its first hints of light, you're up your muscles screaming in protest, but you push through it. There's no choice. You train relentlessly, not for sport, but for survival. Every push-up, every sprint, every wrestling match is a preparation for the brutal realities of the battlefield. You learn to wield a wooden sword and shield to move in unison with your fellow trainees, forming the nascent stages of the formidable Spartan phalanx. The instructors, often older, seasoned warriors who have themselves endured the same crucible, are merciless. They employ whips not as punishment for wrongdoing, but as a constant motivator, a sharp reminder that pain is a part of growth. You learn to internalize it, to push past it, to ignore its insistent demands. Food is not a pleasure, it's a sustenance, and a meager one at that. Your meals are deliberately insufficient, a constant state of mild hunger, designed to encourage cunning and resourcefulness. You are in essence taught to steal, not from your fellow Spartans, mind you, but from the surrounding countryside, from the Helots, the enslaved population that forms the backbone of Spartan agriculture. If caught, however, the punishment isn't for the theft itself, but for your ineptitude in getting caught. It's a harsh lesson in stealth and outsmarting your opponents and living off the land skills, invaluable for a warrior in enemy territory. You learn to scurry through the shadows, to snatch a loaf of bread or a handful of olives, your senses heightened by the gnawing emptiness in your stomach. It's a game of wits, a dangerous dance that hones your instincts and teaches you to rely on yourself above all else. This isn't just about food. It's about fostering a predatory instinct, a necessary component for the life you are destined to lead. The nights offer little respite. You sleep on a bed of reeds gathered by your own hands, another small task designed to instill self-reliance and a connection to the natural world around you. There's no privacy, no personal space. You are always surrounded by your peers, a constant surveillance that ensures no one falters. No one deviates from the path. This communal living, this shared hardship forges an unbreakable bond between you and the boys around you. They are not just your comrades, they are your brothers, your future shieldmates, the men whose lives will depend on yours just as yours will depend on theirs. The competitive spirit is fierce, but it's tempered by a profound sense of shared destiny. You push each other, challenge each other, sometimes even fight each other, but underlying it all is the understanding that you are all in this together, all striving for the same brutal ideal. As you progress through the Agog, the training intensifies. You are moved from one age group to the next, each stage bringing new, more demanding challenges. Your body, once soft and childish, begins to transform, sculpted by endless drills and Spartan discipline. Your muscles ripple under your skin, your bones harden, and your posture straightens into the rigid, disciplined stance of a warrior. Your senses are honed, your reflexes sharpened. You learn to ignore pain, to push past exhaustion, to conquer fear. The instructors, seeing the nascent warrior emerging, begin to introduce more complex combat techniques, focusing on the seamless coordination required for the phalanx. You spend hours practicing formations, moving as a single impenetrable unit, each man a cog in a perfectly synchronized machine. One of the more unique and frankly unsettling aspects of your education is the emphasis on pain and discomfort. You are not shielded from it, you are immersed in it. The Crypteia, for example, is a period where certain young men, usually those showing exceptional promise, are sent out into the countryside with nothing but a dagger and minimal provisions. Their mission: to survive, to live off the land, and to, shall we say, observe the Halet population. This was a dark and controversial practice, with some historians still debating whether its primary purpose was training in stealth and survival, or a brutal means of terrorizing and controlling the Helots. Regardless of its full intent, it instilled a ruthlessness and self-reliance that few other societies could match. It's a chilling reminder of the cold, calculating nature of Spartan society. Your understanding of the world shrinks to the immediate, to the demands of the moment, to the next drill, the next meager meal, the next test of endurance. There's no time for abstract thought, for philosophical musings. Your focus is singular, becoming the perfect warrior. This unwavering focus, this relentless dedication to a single purpose, is what makes Sparta so formidable and yet in many ways so terrifyingly narrow. You are a tool, a weapon forged in the fires of hardship, honed to a razor's edge. Your identity is subsumed by the collective, your individual desires replaced by the unwavering will of the state. The education extends beyond physical prowess. You are taught to respect the elders, to obey without question, to value honor above all else, even life itself. Stories of past Spartan heroes, of their bravery and sacrifice, are woven into the fabric of your daily life, serving as constant inspiration and a benchmark against which your own actions will be judged. You learn to be succinct, to speak with purpose and clarity, avoiding flowery language or unnecessary chatter. The famous laconic wit of the Spartans isn't just a quirk. It's a reflection of their disciplined minds and their emphasis on efficiency in all things. Even your play is a form of training. The games you engage in are physical, competitive, and often brutal, further honing your combat skills and competitive spirit. There are no soft toys or imaginative narratives. Your recreation mirrors the harsh realities of your future. It's all part of the same grand design, every aspect of your young life, meticulously controlled and directed towards the singular goal of producing an unyielding, fearless soldier. This pervasive control from the moment you were born ensures that deviation is almost impossible. The system is self-reinforcing, creating a society where the warrior is king and everything else is secondary. The entire society functions to support this warrior class, a societal structure almost unimaginable in its rigid hierarchy. You might wonder about the role of your parents in all this. While your mother might have grieved your departure, your upbringing is entirely in the hands of the state. Your parents are expected to encourage your adherence to the Agog's principles, to praise your fortitude, and to even, in some cases, celebrate your death in battle as the ultimate act of honor for Sparta. The family unit, as we understand it, is secondary to the state. Your loyalty, your very being, belongs to Sparta. This detachment from familial bonds further emphasizes the collective over the individual, a cornerstone of Spartan ideology. It's a challenging concept for us to grasp this complete surrender of personal autonomy for the perceived greater good of the state. As you near the end of your childhood training, you face even tougher trials. Your final initiation, often involving a ritualistic hunt or a demanding endurance challenge, marks your transition from a boy in training to a young man on the cusp of true warrior status. You've endured years of deprivation pain and relentless discipline. You've shed tears perhaps in the privacy of your own mind, but never outwardly. You've learned to suppress emotion to present an unshakable facade to the world. You are a Spartan, and soon you will be ready to take your place among the most feared warriors in the ancient world. The disturbing reality of your daily routine has stripped away your civilian self, leaving only the hardened, disciplined core of a soldier. You are a product of the agoge, and it has made you both magnificent and terrifying. The agoge. This crucible of hardship and discipline isn't just a place where you learn to fight, it's where your very identity is forged, molded by the unyielding will of the state. You're no longer just a boy. You are unequivocally a Spartan in training, stripped of the individual trappings that might define you in any other society. Every day is a test, every moment a lesson delivered with the sharp sting of a whip or the gnawing pangs of hunger. There's no room for self-pity, no time for introspection. Only the relentless pursuit of physical and mental fortitude. Remember that single tunic you wear year-round. It's more than just a piece of cloth. It's a constant reminder of the deliberate discomfort, a tool in your psychological conditioning, teaching you to scoff at the elements, to find resilience in deprivation. It's a rather extreme form of minimalist fashion, if you think about it. Your mornings begin not with a gentle awakening, but with a jolt, usually a sharp command, or the chilling kiss of the pre-dawn air. You rise immediately without a moment's hesitation. There's no hitting the snooze button, no lingering under warm blankets. Your body, despite its youth, is already accustomed to the rigor. You move with a practiced efficiency, your every action economical, devoid of wasted motion. The day's first exercises are brutal, designed to push your muscles to their limits before the sun has even fully risen. You run, you wrestle, you leap your breath, coming in ragged gasps, but you push through it. The instructor's ever-present watch with eagle eyes, their stern gazes missing nothing. A moment of hesitation, a flicker of weakness, and the whip cracks, a sharp reminder to redouble your efforts. The training extends beyond brute strength. You are taught agility, speed, and precision. You learn to wield your body as a weapon, to anticipate an opponent's move, to exploit their weaknesses. Wrestling is a particularly brutal part of your day. It's not just about overpowering your opponent. It's about technique, about leverage, about exploiting every slight advantage. You learn to fall without injury, to absorb blows, to keep fighting even when your limbs are screaming in protest. These aren't friendly sparring matches. They are fierce competitive bouts, miniature battles that prepare you for the larger, bloodier conflicts to come. The dust kicked up by your struggles coats. Your skin mingles with your sweat and becomes part of the very fabric of your being. Meals, when they arrive, are not feasts. They are sparse, functional, and often unappetizing. The infamous black broth, a concoction of pork blood, salt, and vinegar, is a staple. It's so notoriously unpalatable that a story goes that a visitor once remarked upon tasting it that he understood why Spartans were so willing to die in battle. You eat quickly, efficiently, your hunger driving you. There's no time for polite conversation or lingering over your food. The scarcity is deliberate, intended to foster both resilience and, as you know from your earlier lessons, a cunning resourcefulness. The constant low-level hunger is a psychological tool, keeping you sharp, adaptable, and always on the lookout for an advantage. This training isn't just about physical strength. It's about cultivating a mindset that can function and even thrive under extreme duress. The instruction in stealing, or rather in acquiring food discreetly, continues. This isn't just about feeding yourself, it's a practical lesson in stealth, in observation, in planning, and in executing a task without detection. You learn to move silently, to blend into the shadows, to gauge risk, and to act decisively. Being caught isn't just embarrassing. It results in a public whipping, not for the theft, but for the failure to be subtle enough. Imagine the pressure. You're hungry, you need to eat, but if you're clumsy, you face humiliation and pain. It's a brutal incentive to sharpen your wits. This nuanced approach to theft reveals a peculiar Spartan logic where the act itself is less important than the skill with which it's executed. Your days are punctuated by periods of intense physical drills and military exercises. You learn the intricate movements of the phalanx, the disciplined formation that makes Spartan hoplites so formidable. You practice marching in perfect unison, each step mirroring the next, your shield locked with the man beside you, creating an impenetrable wall of bronze and muscle. You learn to thrust your spear to defend with your shield, to pivot and turn as a single cohesive unit. This isn't individual combat, it's synchronized brutality. The concept of the individual warrior is secondary to the collective strength of the phalanx. Your life depends on the man next to you, and his life depends on yours. This mutual reliance fosters an extraordinary sense of camaraderie and unwavering loyalty among your peers. You learn to breathe together to move as one, a single living, breathing war machine. Even your leisure time is structured and purposeful. You don't have time for idle pursuits or frivolous entertainment. Your games involve mock battles, wrestling matches, and endurance challenges, all designed to reinforce your physical prowess and competitive spirit. There are no toys, no childish distractions in the modern sense. Your world is narrowed to the practical, to the things that will make you a more effective warrior. This constant reinforcement of military values ensures that your focus never wavers, that your identity as a future soldier is constantly reinforced. It's a total immersion, a complete indoctrination into the Spartan way of life. Discipline is absolute, and questioning authority is unheard of. Your instructors, often veterans of many campaigns, are figures of immense respect and fear. Their word is law, and defiance is met with immediate harsh punishment. You learn to internalize the rules, to anticipate expectations, to conform without protest. This unquestioning obedience is crucial for the battlefield, where a single moment of hesitation or insubordination could cost lives. You learn to follow orders instantly, to react instinctively, to become an extension of your commander's will. This isn't just about discipline. It's about creating a perfectly responsive fighting force. Your education also includes a strong emphasis on music and poetry, but not in the way you might imagine. It's not for personal enjoyment or artistic expression. It's for military purposes. Martial songs and chants are used to regulate the pace of marching, to inspire courage before battle, and to honor the fallen. You learn to sing these songs, to internalize their rhythms, to feel their power. This use of art for utilitarian purposes highlights the Spartan ethos, where even cultural elements are bent to serve the ultimate goal of military supremacy. It's a fascinating contrast to other Greek city-states, where art and philosophy flourished for their own sake. As you grow older, the tests become more severe. You are expected to endure increasingly difficult physical challenges to prove your cunning and stealth, and to demonstrate unwavering loyalty to Sparta. The Crypteia, while often shrouded in mystery and academic debate, remains a chilling example of the extreme lengths to which Spartan society went to cultivate ruthlessness and control. Some historians still debate whether the Crypteia was primarily a form of martial training, preparing the elite youth for unconventional warfare and intelligence gathering, or if it was more fundamentally a mechanism for terrorizing and suppressing the Helot population, ensuring their subservience through fear. Regardless of its exact emphasis, its existence speaks volumes about the brutal realities of Spartan life and the constant vigilance required to maintain their unique social order. You understand perhaps instinctively that the world outside Sparta is dangerous, and that your survival and the survival of your city depends on your absolute mastery of these dark arts. The harsh living conditions, the meager food, the relentless physical training, all of it serves a singular purpose: to weed out the weak, to harden the strong, and to produce a warrior utterly dedicated to Sparta. You are taught to be fearless in the face of death, to view a glorious end in battle as the highest honor. The concept of retreat or surrender is alien to you. You are instilled with the idea that returning from battle without your shield, implying you fled and discarded it, is a disgrace worse than death itself. Your mother, upon sending you off to war, might famously tell you to return with your shield or on it, a stark reminder of the uncompromising expectations placed upon you. You learn to suppress your emotions, to present an unshakable stoicism to the world. There's no room for fear, for doubt, for sorrow. These are weaknesses that could compromise your effectiveness as a warrior. You are a living embodiment of the Spartan ideal, disciplined, fearless, and utterly devoted to the state. This emotional suppression, while making you a formidable soldier, might also contribute to a certain internal isolation, a quiet burden that few outsiders could ever truly comprehend. The constant pressure, the unyielding expectations shape you into a warrior of extraordinary capability, but at a profound personal cost. The line between strength and stoicism blurs until they are one and the same in the Spartan psyche. The unique aspect of your upbringing is how completely it consumes you. There's no separate childhood or adolescence as modern societies understand it. Your entire existence from the moment you are deemed fit to live is geared towards becoming a soldier. Your lessons are the spear, the shield, the grueling march, the controlled hunger, and the iron will. The songs you learn are hymns to bravery. The stories you hear are tales of sacrifice. Your companions are your future shield mates forged in the same fire. This pervasive, all-encompassing system creates a type of warrior that the world had rarely seen before and would rarely see again, men whose lives were so singularly focused on war that they became synonymous with it. The daily routine isn't just a series of tasks, it's a relentless process of transformation, turning a boy into a Spartan warrior, one grueling moment at a time. And as the sun finally sets, bringing a brief cold reprieve, you know that tomorrow the cycle will begin anew, pushing you further towards your ultimate destiny. The crucible of the Agoge wasn't merely about physical torment, it was a profound psychological reprogramming. Your mind, just as much as your body, was a battleground. Every whisper of doubt, every fleeting desire for comfort was systematically crushed. You learned to ignore the internal screams of your muscles, the gnawing ache in your stomach, the biting cold that seeped into your bones. This relentless process instilled an almost superhuman capacity for endurance and a chilling indifference to pain. Remember how the food was always scarce? That wasn't just about resourcefulness. It was about constant low-level stress training your system to function optimally under perpetual deprivation. It's like your body became a high-performance engine tuned to run on fumes. As you move through the different age groups of the Agoge, the challenges intensified, each designed to push you closer to the ideal of the Spartan warrior. At around 12 years old, you entered the Paides stage, a period of even harsher discipline. Your instructors, often older boys or young men who had recently completed their own Agoge training, were given broad authority, including the right to inflict severe punishment. This peer-on-peer discipline reinforced the rigid hierarchy and ensured that the lessons of the Agoge were not just taught but lived and enforced by those who had most recently endured them. It's a fascinating, if brutal, system of self-perpetuating discipline. You learn to live with constant scrutiny. Privacy is a foreign concept. You eat, sleep, and train in communal settings, always under the watchful eyes of your peers and instructors. This constant observation ensures conformity and eliminates any opportunity for individual deviation. There's no hiding weakness, no escaping the collective gaze. This isn't just about discipline, it's about fostering an acute awareness of your place within the group, an understanding that your actions reflect not just on yourself, but on your entire unit, and ultimately on Sparta itself. The pressure is immense, but it's a pressure designed to forge unbreakable bonds and unwavering loyalty. The lessons extend beyond the obvious physical training. You are taught rhetoric, but not for eloquent speeches or philosophical debates. Instead, you learn to speak concisely, directly, and with conviction, the famous laconic style. You are encouraged to respond with wit, but a sharp, cutting wit that serves to undermine opponents or express a profound truth with minimal words. Imagine participating in debates where every word is weighed, every phrase stripped of excess. It's a verbal sparring match, honing your ability to think quickly and articulate effectively, even under pressure. This isn't about politeness. It's about intellectual efficiency, a reflection of their practical, no-nonsense approach to everything. Your education also includes a deep understanding of Spartan law and customs. You learn the retra, the unwritten laws and traditions established by the legendary lawgiver Lycurgus, which governed every aspect of Spartan life. These laws were immutable sacred and enforced with absolute rigidity. You are taught that the individual exists for the state, that personal desires are secondary to the needs of Sparta. This unwavering commitment to collective good over individual liberty is a defining characteristic of Spartan society, one that shapes your entire worldview. You come to believe implicitly that Sparta's strength and survival depend on the absolute adherence of every citizen to these ancient decrees. One of the more unsettling aspects of your training is the deliberate fostering of a sense of superiority over non-Spartans, particularly the Helots. The Helots, the enslaved population, who vastly outnumbered their Spartan masters, were the bedrock of Sparta's agricultural economy, freeing the Spartans to dedicate themselves entirely to military training. You are taught to view them as inherently inferior, as a necessary but dangerous underclass that must be kept in check through constant vigilance and often through calculated acts of terror. This systematic dehumanization of the Helots, a dark stain on Spartan history, allowed the Spartans to maintain their unique social structure without constant rebellion. You learn to be wary of them, to understand their potential for uprising, and to treat them with a cold detachment that borders on contempt. The Crypteia, which we briefly touched upon, is perhaps the starkest manifestation of this control and the chilling culmination of your training in stealth and ruthlessness. You are now older, likely in your late teens, having proven yourself exceptionally capable. You are sent out into the countryside, sometimes alone, sometimes with a small group armed only with a dagger and minimal rations. Your mission ostensibly is to survive, to live off the land, to hone your reconnaissance skills. But the unspoken yet widely understood objective is far darker. You are to observe the Helots, to eliminate any who seem rebellious or too strong, too defiant. It's a state-sanctioned reign of terror, a brutal mechanism to instill fear and maintain subservience among the enslaved population. This practice, shrouded in secrecy and academic debate, remains one of the most controversial aspects of Spartan history. Scholars still actively debate the precise nature and frequency of the Crypteia. Some argue it was a regular institutionalized part of Helot control, while others suggest it was more sporadic, a tool reserved for times of unrest. Regardless, its very existence highlights the brutal efficiency and underlying fear that permeated Spartan society. It's a sobering thought your training culminates in becoming an instrument of oppression. Even sleep offers little true escape. You sleep on a hard bed of reeds gathered by your own hands, providing minimal comfort. The communal barracks are never truly silent, filled with the shifting of bodies, the soft snores of your comrades. Your senses remain alert even in slumber, a consequence of years of being ready for anything at any moment. You are constantly in a state of readiness, a coiled spring, even when your body yearns for deep rest. This constant state of low-level tension further hones your alertness, making you an ideal sentinel and a quick-reacting warrior. Your diet, as you know, continues to be meager and intentionally bland. The famous black broth melas zomos is not a culinary delight. It's a functional protein-rich gruel designed to sustain, not to please the palate. You learn to eat quickly without complaint, fueled by an almost constant state of hunger. This deprivation, far from weakening you, has made you incredibly resilient, capable of performing under conditions that would break lesser men. You no longer crave delicacies. Your body has adapted to subsist on the bare minimum, a testament to the agoge's efficacy in shaping your physical needs. The relentless physical training continues even as you approach manhood. You participate in mock battles, not just with wooden weapons, but with blunt steel, testing your skills against those of your peers. The injuries are real, the pain intense, but you are taught to endure, to push through it. These are not games, they are rehearsals for the very real and very deadly battles that await you. Every scar, every bruise is a badge of honor, a testament to your resilience and your commitment to the Spartan ideal. You learn to fight dirty if necessary, to exploit any weakness, to win at all costs. The battlefield is not a place for chivalry. It is a place for survival, and you are being trained to survive above all else. Your comrades, the boys with whom you have endured every hardship, every triumph, every punishment, are becoming your family. The bonds forged in the crucible of the agoge are stronger than blood. You have seen each other at your weakest, pushed each other to your limits, and relied on each other for survival. This profound sense of brotherhood of shared struggle and shared destiny is perhaps the most enduring legacy of your training. On the battlefield, these are the men who will stand beside you shield to shield, and you know without a shadow of a doubt that you would die for them, just as they would die for you. This unwavering loyalty to your Sisyphia, your mess hall group and your fellow warriors is a cornerstone of Spartan military success. As you near the age of 20, the culmination of your agoge training approaches. You are no longer a boy, but a Iren, a young adult preparing for full citizenship and military service. Your physical conditioning is at its peak, your mind sharp and disciplined, your loyalty to Sparta absolute. You have become the ideal Spartan warrior, unyielding, fearless, and dedicated to the death. The daily routine, once a series of brutal lessons, has become second nature. It is simply who you are. The journey through the agoge has been long, arduous, and at times utterly terrifying, but it has forged you into an instrument of war unlike any other. You are ready to take your place in the phalanx to defend Sparta with your life and to uphold the legacy of your ancestors. The disturbing daily routine has prepared you for an extraordinary yet singularly focused existence. Having survived the crucible of the agoge, you, now a hardened young man, are no longer merely a trainee. You are a fully fledged Spartiate, a citizen soldier ready to assume your place in the most exclusive and demanding society in the ancient world. Your transition from the harsh communal barracks of your youth to the slightly less communal yet still highly regulated life of an adult Spartan is marked by a series of rituals. Chief among them, your inclusion in a syssitia plural, syssitiae or common mess hall. This isn't just where you eat, it's the cornerstone of your adult life, the place where the bonds forged in childhood are solidified into an unbreakable brotherhood. It's essentially a very exclusive, very intense fraternity with life or death stakes. You are expected to contribute a fixed amount of food and wine to your syssitia each month, a contribution that ensures your continued membership and, by extension, your citizenship. Failure to contribute means expulsion, and expulsion means a loss of citizenship, a fate worse than death for a Spartiate. This system ensures that all Spartiates, regardless of personal wealth, are equally invested in the collective, and it reinforces the idea that you are all in this together. The syssitia typically consists of about 15 members, all men who have passed the agoge, who eat, socialize, and bond together daily. This is where you truly learn the art of Spartan conversation, the quick, witty, and often biting remarks known as laconic phrases. You learn to speak your mind, but always with a purpose, always economically. It's not about being polite, it's about being direct and effective. Your days still revolve around military training, though. Now it's more advanced, focusing on refining your skills as a hoplite. You participate in regular drills, perfecting your place within the phalanx, learning to move with precise synchronization. The weight of your bronze shield, the aspis, becomes an extension of your arm and your long spear. The dory feels natural in your grip. You train not just with your syssitia, but with larger military units, learning to respond to commands instantly to adapt to changing battlefield conditions. There are no individual glory seekers here. Every man's focus is on the collective, on the strength of the phalanx, on the impenetrable wall you form with your comrades. Beyond the military, your life is still highly communal. You spend your days with your fellow Spartiates, whether training, discussing strategy, or simply sharing the sparse meals. Personal property is minimal, and even your home life, if you can call it that, is secondary to your duties to the state and your syssitia. While you might have a wife and perhaps children, your time at home is limited. You are expected to eat and spend the majority of your time with your messmates. This system, designed to prevent the formation of strong private loyalties that might compete with loyalty to the state, ensures that your primary allegiance always remains with Sparta. It's a remarkably effective way to suppress individualism, wouldn't you say? Marriage in Sparta is, by our standards, quite peculiar. You are expected to marry, as producing strong, healthy children for Sparta is considered a civic duty. However, the early years of your marriage are often conducted in a clandestine manner. You might steal away to your wife's house under the cover of darkness, returning to the barracks before dawn. This practice, often attributed to fostering sexual vigor and a romantic tension, also served to keep you primarily focused on your military duties. Children once born are immediately subject to state inspection. If deemed healthy and fit, they are allowed to live. If not, they are tragically exposed. This chilling practice, though debated by historians in its precise details, underscores the absolute priority Sparta placed on producing physically perfect warriors. Your role in the community extends to supervising the younger boys in the agoge. Having just emerged from it yourself, you are now expected to serve as a mentor and an enforcer, passing on the harsh lessons you learned. You observe their drills, correct their mistakes, and administer punishments when necessary. This cycle ensures the continuity of the Spartan system, with each generation of warriors shaping the next. It's a powerful form of cultural transmission, ensuring that the Spartan way of life remains unchanged, passed down with unyielding rigidity. While your physical needs are met by the state and your syssitia, your personal freedoms are severely restricted. You cannot engage in trade or commerce. These activities are handled by the non-citizen classes. Your entire existence is devoted to military readiness. You are a professional soldier, and all other pursuits are considered beneath you. This singular focus, while creating an unparalleled fighting force, also meant that Spartan society was culturally stagnant compared to its more diverse Greek neighbors. There were no great artists, no renowned philosophers, no groundbreaking scientists emerging from Sparta. Their genius lay entirely in the art of war. Your daily routine involves constant readiness. Even if there's no immediate threat, you train as if battle is imminent. You maintain your weapons and armor, meticulously cleaning and inspecting every piece. You practice your movements, hone your reflexes, and engage in mock combat. There's a perpetual underlying tension in Spartan life, a constant awareness of the Helot population that vastly outnumbers you. This ever-present threat contributes to the disciplined and cautious nature of the Spartan warrior, always prepared for the unexpected, always vigilant. It's like living on a permanent alert level, never truly relaxing. One fascinating and often overlooked detail of Spartan life is their communal land ownership. While individual Spartiates might have had plots of land, these were worked by the Helots, and the produce was largely for the benefit of the state and the syssitia. This system further reduced the emphasis on private wealth and ensured that all Spartiates, regardless of their family's initial standing, had the resources to contribute to their mess and maintain their citizen status. It's a form of communalism enforced by the state that further blurred the lines of individual ownership and reinforced collective responsibility. Your social interactions outside the syssitia are also highly structured. Public gatherings, festivals, and religious ceremonies all serve to reinforce Spartan values and unity. You participate in athletic contests not just for personal glory, but to demonstrate Spartan physical prowess. These events are often opportunities for the community to witness the fruits of the agoge, showcasing the strength and discipline of its warriors. There's a constant pressure to excel, to uphold the Spartan reputation, to never bring shame upon your city. Even old age offers little respite from the Spartan way. While elderly Spartiates might serve in the Gerousia, the Council of Elders, or hold other important civic roles, their lives remain deeply intertwined with the state and military. There's no quiet retirement in the modern sense. Your entire life from cradle to grave is dedicated to Sparta. The daily routine of a Spartan warrior isn't just a period of your life. It is your life and all-encompassing existence defined by discipline, communal living, and an unwavering commitment to military excellence. This constant pervasive system ensures that the Spartan warrior is not just trained for battle, but lives battle in every waking moment. And as the sun dips below the horizon, painting the Messenian plain in hues of orange and purple, you prepare for another night of communal sleep, knowing that tomorrow the rigorous rhythm of Spartan life will continue unwavering and relentless. Your life as a Spartiate, now a full-fledged warrior, transcends mere existence. It is a living embodiment of the Spartan ideal. Every breath you take, every movement you make is in service to the state. The rigorous training of the agoge has not faded into memory. It has become ingrained in your very being, a permanent internal drill sergeant, pushing you to maintain peak physical and mental readiness. You are a weapon perpetually sharpened, and the edge you possess is the culmination of decades of unwavering discipline. This isn't a job you clock out of, it's your entire existence. The core of your daily life remains the Sicilia, your mess hall. This isn't just a dining club. It's your extended family, your battle group, your constant proving ground. You sit amongst men you've known since childhood, men who have seen you at your weakest and your strongest, men who will without a doubt stand by you shield to shield in the chaos of battle. Your contribution to the Sicilia, a steady flow of barley cheese figs and a small amount of money for meat and wine, is a non-negotiable duty. It's a tangible commitment to the collective, a constant reminder that your individual sustenance is tied directly to the group's well-being. Imagine having to pay your way into every single meal knowing that if you fall short, you lose your entire social standing. That's real pressure, making sure you always uphold your part of the bargain. Your military training, far from being over-intensifies. You now engage in more sophisticated drills focusing on complex maneuvers of the phalanx. You practice engaging enemy formations, flanking movements, and the crucial art of maintaining cohesion under pressure. The weight of your full hoplite armor, the bronze helmet, the heavy shield, the greaves protecting your shins becomes second nature. You learn to move with fluidity and speed despite the considerable bulk your body conditioned to the extreme demands of combat. Every muscle, every sinew is trained for war. You don't just carry the equipment, you wear it as an extension of your body as if you were born in bronze. Beyond the physical, there's a constant mental engagement with warfare. You participate in tactical discussions, analyzing past battles, debating potential strategies against neighboring states. You learn to read the terrain to understand the strengths and weaknesses of different fighting styles, to anticipate the enemy's moves. This isn't abstract theory, it's practical application honed by years of observation and lived experience. The older, more experienced warriors share their wisdom, their hard-won lessons from actual campaigns. You absorb it all, knowing that this knowledge could mean the difference between victory and defeat, between life and a glorious, albeit swift, death. Your social interactions, while still largely confined to your fellow Spartiates, take on new dimensions. You participate in public assemblies, though your voice, like everyone else's, is typically confined to a simple shout of approval or disapproval, not lengthy speeches. Spartan democracy, if you can call it that, is less about eloquent debate and more about collective consensus expressed in the most direct way possible. This lack of verbose discussion reinforces the laconic ideal, short, sharp, to the point. Why waste words when a roar can convey your will? Even your marital life, as unique as it is, remains subordinated to your military duties. While you may now spend more time with your wife than in your youth, the primary purpose of marriage for a Spartiate is the production of healthy offspring, future warriors and mothers of warriors. Your physical prime is dedicated to the state, and your family life, while important, never overshadows your commitments to the Sicilia and the army. It's a pragmatic rather than romantic approach to family. And remember, the state still has the final say on the suitability of your children. A weak child is not a burden, it is a strategic liability. The pervasive fear of Helot uprising is a constant unspoken backdrop to your daily life. They outnumber you by a significant margin, and their forced servitude breeds resentment. This underlying tension shapes much of Spartan society, influencing their strict discipline and their perpetual state of readiness. Every Spartiate understands that their disciplined lifestyle, their military might, is what keeps the Helots in check. The annual declaration of war against the Helots, a peculiar custom, served to legally justify their subjugation and allowed for their summary execution without fear of religious or legal repercussion. It was a cold, calculated act of control, a chilling example of state-sanctioned terror. This is not just a historical curiosity. It reveals the deep-seated anxieties that fueled Spartan society and shaped its unique, brutal policies. Your routine also involves participating in the training of the younger boys in the agoge. You are now the stern, unyielding instructor, passing on the same lessons, the same discipline, the same values that were hammered into you. You patrol the barracks, observe the drills, and administer the same sharp corrections, the same casual uses of the whip that you yourself endured. This cyclical reinforcement ensures that the agoge remains brutal and effective, producing an endless supply of hardened warriors. It's a system that feeds itself, perpetuating its own harsh methods with each successive generation. You become both the product and the perpetuator of the Spartan way. Despite the intensity of your life, there are moments of communal celebration, often tied to religious festivals or military victories. These are not opportunities for wild revelry, but for disciplined displays of strength and unity. Athletic contests continue to be a significant part of these events, reinforcing physical prowess and competitive spirit. Even your music and dancing are highly structured, often designed to mimic military movements or reinforce heroic narratives. It's a testament to the all-encompassing nature of Spartan culture that even moments of joy are imbued with military purpose. As you mature, you might also be elected to a magistracy or become part of the Gerousia, the Council of Elders, if you reach the age of 60 and possess an unblemished record. These positions carry immense responsibility involving the initiation of laws, the administration of justice, and advising the two kings. Even in these esteemed roles, your life remains dedicated to the state, your decisions guided by the strictures of Lycurgon law and the overarching goal of Spartan strength. There's no cushy retirement. Your service to Sparta is lifelong. The disturbing daily routine of a Spartan warrior isn't just about physical hardship. It's about the complete sublimation of the individual to the collective, the absolute dedication of every facet of life to the pursuit of military excellence. You are not a doctor, a farmer, or a philosopher. You are a Spartan, and that single word encompasses everything you are and everything you will ever be. Your existence is a testament to the power of a society utterly committed to a singular purpose, a society that for centuries produced the most feared fighting force in the ancient world. The sun sets on another day, and as you prepare for a night of communal rest, you know that the relentless rhythm of Spartan life will continue unwavering and unyielding tomorrow, and for all the tomorrows that Sparta endures. Your life as a Spartiate, meticulously crafted by the agoge, continues its relentless rhythm. The communal dining in your syssitia remains the bedrock of your social and military existence. It's more than just a place to eat. It's a daily assembly, a forum for camaraderie, for honing your laconic wit, and for reinforcing the unbreakable bonds that tie you to your fellow warriors. You sit on hard benches, consuming the simple, unappetizing fare, your senses alert to the conversation around you. Perhaps an older Erin, a young adult who has completed the agoge, cracks a dry, cynical joke about a particularly dull drill, eliciting a terse chuckle from the group. Or maybe a heated but brief debate erupts about the best way to deploy the phalanx on uneven terrain. These aren't idle chats. They are extensions of your training, keeping your mind sharp and your focus on the collective. Your days are still dominated by continuous military exercise, even in times of peace. The concept of downtime as you know it simply doesn't exist. Instead, you engage in advanced tactical drills, honing your skills with the dory spear and aspis shield. Imagine the sheer physical exertion hours spent marching in formation, shield locked with the man beside you, moving as a single ponderous yet terrifyingly effective unit. You practice intricate maneuvers, simulating battlefield conditions, learning to pivot, advance, and retreat while maintaining perfect cohesion. The heavy bronze helmet, the layered linen cuirass, the greaves, all are worn for extended periods, building an incredible tolerance for discomfort and a profound familiarity with your equipment. You don't just wear your armor, you become it. This incessant training isn't just about physical strength, it's about absolute unthinking obedience. You respond to commands instantly without hesitation or question. In the chaos of battle, a moment's delay can mean death for you and your comrades. Your body and mind are programmed to react, to move, to strike as one. This total synchronization is the secret to the Spartan phalanx's legendary effectiveness. Each man is a part of the whole, an indispensable cog in a formidable war machine. Individual heroics, while celebrated, are secondary to the collective victory. Your life is valued only insofar as it contributes to the strength and survival of Sparta. While your physical prowess is paramount, you are also expected to maintain intellectual sharpness, albeit within the narrow confines of Spartan utility. You listen intently to the elder statesmen and military leaders, absorbing their wisdom, learning from their experiences. You might participate in discussions about the political climate, the strength of rival city-states, or the latest omens from the oracle at Delphi. This isn't about fostering independent thought, but about cultivating a well-informed, disciplined mind capable of contributing to the strategic welfare of Sparta. Your education, while not broad, is deep in its singular focus. Your marital life, though legally established, remains highly unconventional by external standards. You are expected to visit your wife clandestinely often, under the cover of darkness, maintaining the illusion that you are still fully dedicated to the barracks and your syesthesia. This practice, peculiar to Sparta, fostered a certain tension and passion in marital relations, preventing complacency. It also served to prioritize your military duties, ensuring that domestic life never fully distracted you from your primary purpose. Your children, once born, are still subjected to the harsh scrutiny of the elders. Only the strongest, those deemed capable of becoming future warriors or mothers of warriors, are allowed to live. This continues the chilling practice of eugenics, where the state's need for strong citizens outweighs any parental sentiment. It's a stark reminder of the lengths to which Sparta would go to ensure its martial superiority. The ever-present specter of the Helots continues to shape your daily existence. They are the foundation of your society, performing all agricultural and manual labor, freeing you and your fellow Spartiates to focus solely on military training. But their vast numbers mean they are a constant threat of rebellion. You are raised with an inherent distrust and calculated cruelty towards them. The Crypteia, that shadowy institution, might still be in operation in various forms, acting as a brutal clandestine force for control. Even if you are not directly participating in it, you are aware of its purpose and its chilling effectiveness. This underlying tension, this constant vigilance against a potential internal uprising, profoundly influences the Spartan psyche, contributing to their famously disciplined and perpetually cautious nature. Historians have long debated the exact nature of the relationship between Spartiates and Helots, but there is no doubt it was one of constant suppression and latent fear, a truly unique power dynamic in the ancient world. Your social interactions outside of military life are also carefully managed. Leisure, when it exists, is structured and often competitive. Athletic contests and physical challenges are not just for entertainment, but serve as public displays of Spartan strength and discipline. Even during religious festivals, the focus remains on upholding the communal values and military prowess of Sparta. You participate in solemn processions, offer sacrifices to the gods of war, and engage in ritualistic dances that mimic combat. Every public act reinforces your identity as a Spartiate, dedicated entirely to your city. As you advance in age, your responsibilities might shift. You might become a Hippias, one of the 300 elite young Spartiates who served as the king's bodyguard and shock troops. Or you might serve as an instructor in the Agoge, overseeing the next generation of warriors, imparting the same brutal lessons you endured. Your reputation, built on your discipline, bravery, and adherence to Spartan laws, is paramount. To falter, to show weakness, is to bring shame not just upon yourself, but upon your syesthesia and upon Sparta itself. The pressure to maintain this flawless image is immense and unending. This disturbing daily routine of a Spartan warrior is an intricate tapestry woven from discipline deprivation and an unyielding commitment to military might. Your life is not your own. It belongs entirely to Sparta. You are a living testament to a society that prioritized the collective strength of its army above all else, creating a warrior class unparalleled in its ferocity and dedication. As the setting sun casts long shadows across the training grounds, you are not merely preparing for tomorrow's drills. You are fulfilling your destiny, a destiny entirely shaped by the relentless, all-consuming demands of being a Spartan. Your existence as a Spartiate is a continuous, unwavering dedication to the martial ideal, a life where the line between peace and war is perpetually blurred. Every aspect of your day, every decision you make is colored by the overarching imperative of military readiness and the supreme loyalty you owe to Sparta. The grueling years of the Agoge have solidified into an unshakable inner discipline, guiding your every action. You are a finely tuned machine, always on standby, always prepared for the call to arms. The syesthesia continues to be the vibrant beating heart of your daily life. It is here amongst your chosen brothers that the fierce bonds forged in the fires of shared hardship are maintained and strengthened. You don't just share meals, you share a common purpose, a collective identity. The discussions around the simple wooden tables aren't about personal aspirations or worldly possessions, topics largely irrelevant to a Spartiate, but about the well-being of the state, the performance of your fellow warriors, and the latest military strategies. Perhaps one evening, an older Agoge leader of an Agoge age group recounts a famous battle dissecting its tactics, or a younger Iron, a recent graduate of the Agoge, eagerly describes a new wrestling technique he's mastered. The conversation is always purposeful, always reinforcing the collective warrior ethos. Your military training, even as a mature Spargiate, remains relentless. You are part of the Mora, a large military unit, and your days are filled with drills that push the limits of physical endurance and tactical precision. You practice the intricate movements of the phalanx, learning to maneuver not just as a single line, but as multiple interlocking formations, adapting to various terrains and enemy approaches. The sheer weight of your hoplite armor is a constant companion, but your body is so accustomed to it that it feels almost like a second skin. You engage in full contact mock battles, wielding blunted spears and shields, the impact jarring your bones, the shouts of command echoing across the training grounds. These are not mere exercises, they are intense, almost brutal rehearsals for the real thing, designed to ingrain perfect coordination and an unwavering resolve. Beyond the physical, there's a continuous emphasis on mental fortitude and strategic thinking. You participate in tactical war games, conceptualizing battlefield scenarios, evaluating intelligence reports often derived from whispers and observations of the Helots. A subtle callback to your earlier resourcefulness training and proposing solutions. This isn't a leisurely academic pursuit. It's a high-stakes intellectual exercise where flawed reasoning could lead to catastrophic consequences in actual combat. You learn to assess risks quickly, to make decisive judgments under pressure, and to understand the psychological impact of your actions on both friend and foe. The peculiar nature of Spartan marriage continues to shape your domestic life. While you are now expected to live more openly with your wife and family, the early practice of clandestine visits underscored the state's priority on your military duties. Your primary loyalty remains with your Syssitia and the army. Your home is not a sanctuary from your duties, but rather a place where you fulfill your civic duty to produce more strong Spartans. Your interactions with your children are less about nurturing emotional bonds and more about instilling the Spartan virtues of obedience, discipline, and physical toughness. You oversee their early training, ensuring they develop the necessary resilience for the Agoge. It's a pragmatic approach to family where offspring are seen as future assets for the state rather than simply beloved individuals. The pervasive anxiety surrounding the Helot population remains a constant undercurrent in Spartan life. Their sheer numbers are a source of perpetual unease, even as their labor sustains your very existence. You are taught to maintain a vigilant stance, to be aware of any signs of unrest, and to be prepared to brutally suppress any uprising. The annual declaration of war against the Helots, a stark and unique legal fiction, serves as a chilling reminder of your society's constant need to justify violence against its enslaved population. It legally allows for the Krypteia or secret police to operate without formal charges, eliminating any Helot deemed a threat. While the specifics of this war and the extent of the Krypteia's operations are still debated by historians, it undeniably speaks to the deep-seated fear and the brutal measures employed by Sparta to maintain its social order. It's a harsh paradox. Your freedom as a warrior is built upon the absolute subjugation of others. Your role in public life is defined by duty and service. You attend the Apella, the Assembly of Spartan Citizens, where you cast your vote on matters of state, not through eloquent speech but by acclamation. A simple shout. This highly structured form of democracy reinforces the collective will over individual expression. You might also serve in a minor magistracy, overseeing aspects of daily life, or continue to contribute to the training of the younger boys. Every Spartiate is expected to be a perpetual guardian of the Spartan way, upholding its strict laws and traditions. There's no opting out, no retirement from public life in the conventional sense. A subtle but significant aspect of your daily life is the emphasis on gymnastics and physical contest. These are not merely sports, they are extensions of military training, fostering competitiveness, discipline, and physical excellence. You participate in wrestling, running, and other rigorous events not for personal glory, but to demonstrate your continued fitness and to uphold the reputation of Sparta. These public displays serve as a constant reminder of the physical ideal to which every Spartiate must aspire. It's a living exhibition of the fruits of the agoge, showcasing the unparalleled strength and resilience of the Spartan warrior. The sheer austerity of your existence, the deliberate lack of material luxuries, is a constant feature. Gold and silver coinage is forbidden. Instead, you use cumbersome iron bars for currency, discouraging accumulation of wealth. Your homes are simple, devoid of ornamentation, reflecting the Spartan disdain for ostentation and luxury. This deliberate simplicity is intended to prevent internal divisions based on wealth and to keep all Spartiates focused on their military duties rather than on personal gain. It's a truly unique economic system, one designed to reinforce their specific social and military objectives, which historians still argue about its exact implementation and effectiveness in controlling wealth among the elite. Imagine trying to buy groceries with a 5-pound iron bar. Certainly discourages impulse buys. This disturbing daily routine is an all-encompassing tapestry of discipline, martial training, and societal control. You are a product of a system that prioritizes the collective over the individual, war over peace, and strength over comfort. Your life is a continuous state of preparation for battle, a testament to the unwavering commitment of a society that forged its identity in the crucible of military excellence. As the sun eventually dips below the horizon, casting long, familiar shadows across the laconic plain, you know that the relentless rhythm of Spartan life will continue, unwavering and unyielding through the silent watches of the night and into the dawn of another day, forever shaping you into the warrior you are destined to be. Your journey as a Spartiate has now brought you to the precipice of true command, a stage where your years of relentless training and unwavering discipline culminate in the responsibility of leadership. The drills you once endured are now the drills you meticulously oversee. The standards you once met are now the standards you enforce with an iron will. Your very presence exudes the authority and stoicism that is the hallmark of a Spartan warrior. This isn't just about fighting anymore. It's about leading others to fight, about ensuring the seamless function of Sparta's formidable military machine. The Syssitia continues to define your social landscape, but now your role within it carries more weight. You are likely an elder, a seasoned warrior whose opinions are sought, whose wisdom is respected. The communal meals are still sparse, the black broth still unappetizingly familiar, but the conversations now pivot more frequently to matters of strategy, logistics, and the political machinations of the wider Greek world. You listen, you weigh in, and your laconic pronouncements carry the gravitas of experience. Perhaps you recall a tactical error from a campaign decades past, offering a cautionary tale to the younger, eager Spartiates, reminding them that even the greatest warriors learn from their mistakes. Your daily routine still revolves around the agoge, but from a different vantage point. You are now an ephor overseeing the training, or perhaps a paidonomos, the official responsible for the entire agoge system. You watch the young boys mirroring your own childhood, enduring the same cold hunger and physical exertion. You see the nascent warriors in their eyes, the stubborn defiance that will eventually transform into unshakable resolve. You administer the same stern corrections, the same casual uses of the whip, knowing that this brutal system is what forged you and what will forge the next generation of Sparta's defenders. It's a cyclical process, a self-perpetuating machine designed to produce an endless supply of hardened, fearless soldiers. The sounds of their training, the shouts, the grunts, the rhythmic thump of practice weapons are the soundtrack of your existence. Your military duties are now less about individual combat and more about large-scale strategic command. You lead units in training maneuvers, orchestrating the complex movements of the phalanx, ensuring every hoplite understands their role in the intricate dance of battle. You might be responsible for a lokos, a company-sized unit, or even a mora, a larger battalion. This requires not only physical stamina but also an acute understanding of logistics, supply lines, and troop morale. You analyze terrain, anticipate enemy formations, and plan complex flanking movements. The battlefield is your chessboard, and your men are the pieces moved with calculated precision to achieve victory for Sparta. The delicate yet brutal balance with the helots remains a constant societal concern, and your role as a leader means you are even more intimately involved in maintaining this precarious order. The Cryptia, that shadowy institution responsible for internal security and the suppression of helot unrest, might fall under your indirect purview. You understand the necessity of vigilance, the constant fear of a massive slave revolt that could cripple Sparta from within. While the exact details of the Cryptia's operations are often debated by historians, some view it as a continuous terror campaign, others as a more reactive measure during times of perceived threat. Its existence is a chilling testament to the length Sparta went to maintain control over its vast enslaved population. You are aware that the peace and order you experience are built upon this foundation of systematic fear and oppression. It's a dark reality that underpins your society's very existence. Your family life, though still secondary to your state duties, perhaps takes on a more established rhythm. You likely spend more regular time with your wife and adult children, though the fundamental purpose of your family remains tied to Sparta's needs, producing the next generation of warriors. Your sons, if deemed fit, are now in the agog, enduring the same trials you did. You observe their progress, a quiet pride mingled with the knowledge of the hardships they face. Your daughters are being raised to be strong, healthy mothers capable of producing valiant sons for Sparta. The emotional expressions remain stoic, but there is a shared understanding of your collective purpose. You participate in the Gerousia, the Council of Elders, if you have reached the age of 60 and maintained an unblemished record. This revered body, consisting of 28 elders and the two kings, holds immense power. You deliberate on new laws, preside over trials, and serve as the Supreme Court of Sparta. Your voice, now seasoned with decades of experience, carries significant weight in these crucial discussions. This isn't about personal ambition. It's about safeguarding the traditions and strength of Sparta, ensuring the enduring legacy of Lycurgus's laws. You are a living repository of Spartan wisdom, a guardian of its ancient ways. Even your engagement in public festivals and religious ceremonies is a manifestation of your leadership. You stand tall and disciplined, leading the processions, participating in the martial dances, and offering sacrifices to the gods. These events are not merely spiritual. They are public affirmations of Spartan unity, strength, and piety, reinforcing the collective identity and inspiring the younger generations. You are a symbol of what it means to be a Spartiate, an embodiment of the city's unwavering commitment to its ideals. The Spartan disdain for material wealth continues to shape your daily environment. Your home remains simple, unadorned, reflecting the communal ethos and the emphasis on martial pursuits over personal gain. The use of clumsy iron bars for currency, the lack of ostentatious display, all serve to prevent the corrosive effects of luxury and individualism. This commitment to austerity, while perhaps inconvenient, ensures that all Spartiates remain focused on their true wealth, the strength and honor of Sparta itself. This unique economic system, designed to curb corruption and maintain equality among citizens, is a constant, subtle presence in your life. It means you're never truly off-duty from the Spartan ideal, even in your own home. The disturbing daily routine of a Spartan warrior, even in the twilight of your career, remains a total immersion. You are an instrument of the state, forged in fire, honed by discipline, and now a guiding hand in the perpetuation of Sparta's military might. Your life has been a singular, unyielding testament to the power of a society that dedicated itself entirely to the art of war. As the sun begins its descent, casting long, familiar shadows across the training grounds and the communal dining halls, you reflect on a life lived entirely for Sparta, a life of unparalleled discipline, profound camaraderie, and chilling efficiency. The echoes of the agoge never truly fade for a Spartiate. Even as you navigate the complexities of elder statesmanship or command the deep-seated instincts of discipline, vigilance, and collective purpose continue to govern your every action. You are a living testament to a system that for centuries produced warriors without peer men, whose lives were entirely dedicated to the martial strength and security of Sparta. The world outside Sparta might be consumed by art philosophy and trade, but your world, your daily existence remains fiercely, unapologetically Spartan. Your role in the Syssitia has evolved from a young, eager participant to a revered elder. You still share the same Spartan meals, still drink from the same cup, but now your presence lends authority and stability. Younger Spartiates defer to your experience, seeking your counsel on everything from battlefield tactics to the nuances of Spartan law. The laconic exchanges are perhaps even more refined, your words carrying the weight of decades of lived experience. You might offer a quiet word of encouragement to a struggling Iron, or a stern but knowing glance to a youth who shows a flicker of arrogance. You are not just a member, you are a pillar, a living link to the unbroken chain of Spartan tradition. Your military duties, while no longer involving the brute physical demands of the front lines, are now strategic and supervisory. You might be one of the ephors, one of the 5 annually elected magistrates who held immense power, overseeing the kings, presiding over the assembly, and handling foreign policy. Or perhaps you are a general, a polemarch, responsible for commanding entire armies in the field. This demands not just tactical brilliance, but a profound understanding of logistic supply chains and the morale of your troops. You spend your days poring over maps, receiving reports from scouts and spies, and deliberating with your fellow commanders on the best course of action for Sparta. The weight of ensuring your city's survival rests heavily upon your shoulders. The perpetual tension with the helots remains a core, unsettling aspect of your life. As a leader, you are acutely aware of their vast numbers and the constant simmering threat of rebellion. The prosperity of Sparta, the very freedom of its Spartiate citizens to dedicate themselves entirely to military pursuits, rests on the subjugation of this immense enslaved population. You understand that the Crypteia, that clandestine arm of state control, is not just a historical footnote, but a necessary, albeit brutal, tool for maintaining order. While the precise details of its operations and its frequency are still debated by historians, you know that its psychological impact on the helots is profound, keeping them in a state of fear and subservience. This constant underlying threat shapes much of Spartan policy, driving its militaristic culture and its rigid social structure. It's a chilling reminder that Sparta's strength is built on a foundation of oppression. Your family life, though never the primary focus of your existence, now carries the satisfaction of having fulfilled your civic duty. Your sons, if they survived the Agog, are now warriors themselves, perhaps even leaders. Your daughters have married and are raising the next generation of Spartiates. You might see your grandchildren's small echoes of your own stoic youth and observe their initial steps on the path to the Agoge. There is a quiet pride in knowing you have contributed to the continuity of Sparta, that your lineage will continue to serve the city. The emotional expressions remain understated, but a deep sense of shared purpose binds your family to the larger Spartan ideal. As a respected elder, your participation in the Gerousia is a central part of your daily rhythm. Here in the Venerable Council, you sit among your peers debating the most critical issues facing Sparta. Your wisdom gained from a lifetime of discipline and service is invaluable. You guide younger members, ensure adherence to the ancient laws of Lycurgus, and help shape the future of your city. This is where the decisions that determine peace and war, life and death are made. Your voice, though perhaps softer with age, carries immense authority, for it is the voice of Spartan tradition and unwavering commitment. This system, with its blend of monarchical, aristocratic, and democratic elements, is one of the more debated aspects of Spartan political structure, with scholars still unraveling its precise workings. Even in your advanced years, physical fitness remains paramount. You might not be marching into battle, but you maintain a rigorous personal regimen. You observe and judge the physical contests of younger Spartiates, your trained eye instantly spotting weakness or excellence. Your presence at these events is a silent testament to the enduring Spartan ideal, inspiring the next generation to strive for the same physical perfection. The disciplined body is a reflection of the disciplined mind, and you embody this principle until your last breath. The pervasive austerity of Spartan life continues. Your personal possessions are few, your home simple, your meals functional. The lack of luxury and wealth accumulation is not a hardship. It is a fundamental principle preventing the distractions of material gain from corrupting the Spartan ethos. This stark simplicity ensures that your focus and the focus of all Spartiates remains entirely on the strength and honor of your city rather than on personal comfort or display. You have learned to truly value honor and service above all else, a lesson hammered home from childhood and reinforced every single day of your long life. The disturbing daily routine of a Spartan warrior from the moment you were a child, torn from your mother's arms through the relentless agage to your current position, as a respected elder and leader, has been a singular, unyielding path. It is a life defined by absolute discipline, profound communal bonds, and an unwavering commitment to military excellence. You are a product of a unique society, one that deliberately chose austerity and hardship to forge the most formidable fighting force in the ancient world. As night falls and the stars begin to pepper the clear Peloponnesian sky, you drift into a sleep earned through a lifetime of unwavering service, knowing that your life has been and always will be Sparta. Your long journey as a Spartiate has reached its twilight. The vigorous drills of youth have given way to the wisdom of age, yet the unshakable principles of discipline, duty, and devotion to Sparta remain etched into your very soul. You are now a living monument to the Spartan ideal, a testament to the enduring power of a society that sacrificed all for military might. The world outside Sparta might be bustling with trade and philosophical debate, but your world, your entire existence, has been a singular, unyielding commitment to the only path you have ever known, the path of the warrior. The Syssitia, once a place of vigorous training and early bonding, is now a gathering where you hold revered status. You sit among generations of Spartiates, your presence a tangible link to the city's glorious past. The simple, unadorned meals are consumed with the same purposeful efficiency, but the conversations often turn to recounting ancient campaigns, celebrating the bravery of fallen comrades, and instilling the timeless values of Sparta into the eager ears of the younger men. You might share a tale from your own youth, a harsh lesson learned in the agog, or a strategic insight from a battle long past. Your laconic wit, honed over decades, delivers concise, impactful statements, each word carrying the weight of experience. You are not just dining. You are passing on the living history of Sparta, ensuring its traditions endure. Your direct involvement in military command might have lessened, but your influence remains profound. You are likely a venerable member of the Gerousia, the Council of Elders, the ultimate arbiters of Spartan law and policy. Your days are spent in solemn deliberation, shaping the future of Sparta by upholding its ancient past. You debate critical issues from declarations of war to intricate legal disputes with the other elders and the two kings. Your voice, though perhaps softer with age, resonates with the authority of a lifetime dedicated to Sparta's welfare. You are a guardian of the Retra, the unwritten laws of Lycurgus, ensuring that Sparta remains true to its unique and unyielding principles. This legislative and judicial body is the culmination of Spartan governance, where the collective wisdom of its most experienced citizens steers the ship of state. The constant underlying tension with the Helot population, the foundation of Sparta's economic and social structure, has been a lifelong companion. You have seen firsthand the precarious balance maintained by constant vigilance and, when necessary, brutal suppression. You understand that the crypteia, that shadowy instrument of control, is not merely a historical footnote, but a grim necessity, a tool that ensures the continued subjugation of the vast enslaved population. The fear instilled by its actions is a potent deterrent, allowing Spartiates to focus entirely on their martial pursuits. While the exact scope and frequency of the crypteia remain a subject of academic debate among modern historians, its existence undeniably casts a chilling shadow over the Spartan utopia of military excellence. For you, it is simply a part of the grim reality of maintaining your society. Your family, while never taking precedence over your duties to the state, now offers a different kind of solace. Your sons are grown men, hardened warriors following in your footsteps. Your daughters have raised their own children, ensuring the continuation of the Spartan lineage. You see echoes of your own stoic discipline in your grandchildren, perhaps a flicker of the same fire that drove you through the Agog. There is a quiet satisfaction in knowing that you have fulfilled your civic duty to Sparta, contributing strong, healthy offspring to its perpetual defense. The emotional bonds are often understated, expressed through actions rather than words, a shared understanding of dedication to the collective. Even in your advanced years, you maintain a disciplined, physical regimen. While the days of charging into the phalanx are behind you, you still walk with a soldier's upright posture, your movements economical and purposeful. You oversee the physical training of younger generations, a discerning eye picking out potential correcting flaws and embodying the enduring ideal of Spartan physical prowess. Your presence at the public games and athletic contests is not merely spectating. It is a continuation of your lifelong commitment to physical excellence, a silent reminder to all that a true Spartiate never truly rests. The austerity that defined your youth continues to shape your environment. Your home remains simple, devoid of the lavish luxuries found in other Greek city-states. The use of cumbersome iron currency, the absence of material display, all serve as constant reminders that true Spartan wealth lies not in gold or silver, but in honor, discipline, and the collective strength of your city. This unique economic and social system, designed to prevent avarice and maintain equality among Spartiates, is a testament to Sparta's unwavering commitment to its core values. You have learned through a lifetime of practice that true contentment comes from service, not acquisition. The disturbing daily routine of a Spartan warrior from the moment you were a child, torn from your mother's arms through the relentless drills of the Agog, the unwavering discipline of your adult life, and now the sagely wisdom of your elder years has been a singular, all-encompassing path. It has forged you into a type of human being rarely seen in history, a person whose entire existence was dedicated to the art of war, whose identity was inextricably linked to the strength and survival of their city. You are a product of a society that made a deliberate choice to prioritize collective military might above all else, and in doing so created an enduring, if unsettling, legacy. As the sun, a familiar fiery orb that has overseen countless drills and countless battles, finally dips below the horizon, painting the sky in hues of deep purple and fading crimson, a profound stillness settles over the laconic plain. The sounds of training have long ceased. The communal halls are quiet, save for the murmurs of sleeping men. Your breathing becomes slow, even a gentle rhythm accompanying the quiet hum of the night. The images of a life lived for Sparta drift through your mind. The cold dawn air on your skin as a boy, the weight of your shield, the faces of your brothers in the phalanx, the stern, knowing gaze of your instructors. These are not memories to be forgotten, but the very fabric of who you are. The harshness has melted into quiet strength, the relentless pursuit of perfection into a deep, abiding peace. You have lived the Spartan way truly fully until the very end.